at Changi Beach Car Park 7 for an intertidal walk today.
So currently we're at Changi Beach. We're at a point sort of beyond the airport. If you look right across, it's actually Pulau Tekong. And this is actually one of the last remaining large seagrass meadows that you can find on mainland Singapore. And you can see that it actually goes out quite a bit. This is also one of the few places where you can find the critically endangered fern seagrass. The only other place this occurs in Singapore is actually on Pulau Ubin at CHEOW. So seagrass is a really important habitat, and right here this seagrass meadow that we see is home to lots of small little things that basically just hide around in the seagrass during the high tide and are really just exposed now, and so we're going to try our best to go and look for them.
This is a coastal horseshoe crab, and we can tell that it is a dead specimen as it lacks legs around the shell. And if it were a molt, there will be legs around the shell itself. So we can tell that it is a coastal species and not a mangrove species, as its legs and its spines over here are longer than that of the mangrove species, which are shorter. So as you can see, it has a really hard shell, which helps it protect itself from predators, and it has lateral compound eyes over here to help it have a wide range of view. So horseshoe crabs can be found in sandy shores, where they burrow themselves into the sand to protect themselves and their eggs against predators.
So this is the noble volute, the Symbiola nobilis, which is a sea snail. And these sea snails, usually they excrete a mucus coating on their shell so that to prevent algae from growing on it, which unlike this one has algae growing on it, is actually a dead noble volute. So this is a brittle star. It is an echinoderm, meaning that it has 5 segmented body parts. It feeds on detritus, which are dead organic matter, and they take it from the surface and feed it into their opening, which acts as both an anus and a mouth. As in the name, they are brittle, so please don't handle them, as they are very fragile.
Brittle stars are the fastest out of all echinoderms. As we can observe, this brittle star is using its tube feet to move itself, navigating through the seagrass and water. It uses its arms to grab onto things, such as seagrass blades, pulling itself forward while using its remaining free arms to push from behind. A fun fact, their scientific class, Ophiuroidea, actually means snake-like in Latin. This perfectly describes their characteristics. On top of their detritus, brittle stars are also opportunistic hunters and feed on prey such as fish. Here, we can observe this brittle star slowly inching towards a clueless pipefish.
So this is a seagrass pipefish. They are very well camouflaged, tiny fishes, which resemble small twigs like this, and are often found motionless during low tide among seagrasses and are so hard to spot. This allows them to hide effectively from predators. Like their more well-known cousin, the seahorse, the males of this species are the ones responsible for carrying the eggs.
This is the carpet anemone. So they have stinging cells that help them to protect itself from its predators, but they also have a symbiotic relationship with some animals, such as the anemone shrimp right there, or clownfish, and these animals help them to keep it clean, and they feed on algae on it, while the carpet anemone will help it to provide a habitat for these animals. And they also use their stinging cells to catch some fish that may swim by, and they eat it through their mouth, which is right at the center there.
So intertidal ecosystems are by definition the areas that are covered during high tide and exposed during low tide. So anything that lives in this sort of neither here nor there area needs to be well adapted to both sort of contexts. So everything that you can find here is usually very highly specialized to this environment, and so you shouldn't take anything out or back home with you, because chances are it's very difficult to replicate this specific blend of abiotic factors in an artificial environment.
Thank you guys. We have come to the end of our tour at Changi Beach Car Park 7. See you again soon. Bye. Bye.